I was recently alerted to the story as far as the Minnesota Vikings players' wives and girlfriends being involved as far as with a harassment situation by the Lions fans. So let's start with, saying how ridiculous this is and how no one, especially the players' wives and girlfriends or family in general, should be harassed by anybody. Why are they in this situation? Why isn't, security around to handle this? And why are I wouldn't want if I'm a football player or an athlete in any way, shape, or form, I wouldn't want my family mixed in with the fans. Let me just start there before we start breaking this down. I wouldn't want my family or my significant other mixed in with the fans, specifically for this kind of situation. Because guess what? If you touch someone I rock or someone I love or someone I rock with, I'm probably coming off the field. And I'm going to be up in the stands right with you. And we just going to make it do what it do. And I'm not going to care about the lawyers and getting sued. I'm going to just knock you the hell out. And we're going to get it over with. But let's get into the story. It says the wives and girlfriends of Vikings players were brutally harassed by Lions fans. This is on ML Football on X, which is Twitter. Fourth quarter fans went crazy and they were forced to have 9 security guards protect them from the fans who touched and made contact with them. So we'll keep it going here. As you can see, we got the picture with security and things being talked out. It says during warmups, one fan yelled at a player about tearing his ACL, again upsetting his wife, mom, and elderly grandma. One wife asked former Detroit players' family if this behavior was normal, and they said yes, their fans are pretty bad. Well, I mean, if you know that, why not set up a situation or have protocols in place for this so it doesn't happen? It goes on to say once they got to their seats, fans started viciously yelling at them throughout the game, and it got so bad they needed a full security team around them. The harassment was extreme. One Lions fan told a Vikings wife she wouldn't leave Detroit with all her fingers. What? Offensive lineman Dalton Risner's wife posted that she was touched by fans. Fans repeatedly touching, yelling, cursing at them just for being the significant others of the Vikings players. And then goes on to say another wife was poked repeatedly by a fan who wouldn't stop until security intervened. A fan targeted a Vikings player's family member yelling, "Go home, fat, go home, fat." And then obviously you can see all the excitement and ridiculous craziness here from the Lions fans. So let me just pause it here. This is kind of ridiculous. Number one, it's really ridiculous actually. So number one, we understand how football works, right? And especially if your team's winning, like what the hell are you doing? What are you doing? You would think that the Lions fans would be appreciative that they're at this point, right? Your team's winning, your team's doing good. They're heading into the playoffs. I get, you're hyped and you're excited and you got a chip on your shoulder, but there's got to be some kind of level of respect and having some kind of class when it comes to any individual in the stadium, let alone the opposing team's family. This is absolutely disgusting. Obviously you guys weren't raised right, and somebody needs to put you in their place for sure as we keep it going. It says since stories have come out about this, some Detroit fans have DM'd the wives, girlfriends of players, threatening to grape them and commit other horrible acts. Many have gone private to protect their families. This is nasty. Absolutely nasty. Another Vikings family member told ML Football that they've been to games with the Eagles and the Bills fan bases, and they were nowhere near how the Detroit Lions fans treated them and acted. I've been to Buffalo and Philly. The other girls have been all over as well. None of us have experienced anything like we did on Sunday. We were genuinely scared to be there. So yeah. I mean, this is nasty stuff, y'all. This is very nasty stuff. It's unacceptable. And, from someone that covers all 32 teams, we got Lions fans, and I respect everyone that's on the channel. But, talk to your friends, talk to your Detroit Lion friends, and hold people accountable, right? hold people accountable. Let them know that this shit ain't right. Let them know that this shit ain't cool, and that it's not going to be tolerated. First off, you don't harass women. You don't berate women, and you just don't do that kind of shit. It's nasty. Don't do it. Don't do it. Show some class. Show some class. Let me hop into the chat. At least it didn't turn the hot water off to the locker room. Listen, there's a lot of dirty things that we see in these football games, and it's kind of sad because the atmosphere for that shouldn't happen, right? Football is what I would consider to be a little bit more family friendly these days. So you got kids in the stadium, you've got elderly people in the stadium, families. So if you're not, cognizant of that fact, then, maybe you shouldn't be there, right? If you don't know how to act in public and you can't be respectable and you don't know how to act when there's a camaraderie, or you don't know how to act when there's, any kind of situation where, your team's winning and you're hyped up about it, then maybe you shouldn't go. Listen, a lot of people complain about the ticket prices. I see why the ticket prices are, getting higher, because, it's to avoid stuff like this. Because I'll tell you how this goes. Fans know who people are, right? We know who these people are. And if you're paying attention to certain situations and certain players and you know who they family are and all this other stuff, there's a lot of people looking for opportunity, right? Because I can tell you right now, there's people who will go in a stadium, they'll sit there and try to talk shit to a player, they'll get their ass beat, and next thing you know, they're crying to their lawyer because they're trying to get a payday. We gonna keep it 100% real right now. We ain't gonna sugarcoat it. We gonna keep it real. Remember when the cameraman walked in front of Davante Adams? And then Davante Adams, he pushed him off of him, and then it was a lawsuit for that, and then it got, just pushed under the rug. He got him a nice little check. There are people who will intentionally do things to other people's family, to the players, just so they can get a check. This is how things work in certain circumstances. So I think the reality is, I'm just going to say it like this. If you're a football player, you're an athlete, whatever you're doing, keep your family out of the stands with the fans. Put them up in the press box or VIP, whatever it is. Get them out the way so that this isn't an issue and it's not a situation that we have to talk about. Because it's kind of ridiculous. It puts a bad taste in a lot of people's mouths in regards to, how fans react. Because, hey, we get it. When fans are fighting, that's a normal thing. We know that's normal. It is what it is. It shouldn't happen, but it does. So we get it. But now we're talking about a whole different situation where fans are in the DMs of a player's wife or girlfriend talking madness. Come on now. It's not, like I said, it's not excusable. And have some class. Have some class.